why is the Strait of Hormuz one of the world's most critical oil choke points, so strategically vital to the global energy trade?
I'm delighted to join you today. Fascinatingly, in ancient Iranian, in what they call early Middle Persian, Hormuz comes from Ahura Mazda, which is the god of gods of Iran, right? The supreme god of the Iranians, Ahura Mazda, and he's a god of fire and destruction. And I think it's a cruel irony that today, to retaliate to these strikes, the U.S. Air Force 2 days ago, the Iranians are threatening to use that card they have in their hand, which is closing the Strait of Hormuz. Why is it important? It's a very narrow strait. So it's something that can be closed quite easily on the cheap. So there's no need for Iran to have advanced ballistic missiles or F-35, fighter jets on the cheap using, small Zodiac boats and laying a few mines in the water. They can literally shut down the Strait of Hormuz. So they can do it easily. Roughly 22, 23% of the world's export of oil goes through the Strait of Hormuz every day. More importantly, perhaps 17, 18% of the world's daily exports of liquefied natural gas also goes through the Strait of Hormuz. And clearly, if it happens, who would it hurt? Would it hurt Israel and America? The answer is no. So who would it hurt badly? First and foremost, Europe and India and China. Now, you could say Europe is not a problem because they're not really friendly to the Iranian regime. However, India and China are quite friendly to Iran. India is very, very friendly to Iran for cultural, ethnic reasons. The Iranians and the Indians are practically the same people, right? They have very strong ties. And the Indian economy relies on imports of oil and gas, which goes through the Strait of Hormuz. Likewise, oil refineries in China rely heavily on that oil. And Iran today is lonely in its own neighborhood, which is the Middle East, Western Asia, and one of the only Middle Eastern country which supports Iran is Qatar, and Qatar ships a lot of natural gas through the Strait of Hormuz, LNG, and so by closing the strait, the Iranians would really hit Europe, Qatar, India, and China. So it may not be very smart, but if they are desperate, if they are put in a corner, they may believe it's the only card they have left to play.